the royals have been hit by an unprecedented health crisis as 3 members of the family announced serious medical issues within less than a week of each other.
The royal family is shaken as the king's health takes a sudden and serious turn. What began as a routine illness has escalated into something far more concerning, placing the entire monarchy under a cloud of uncertainty. Though Charles is still trying to keep up with his royal duties, insiders say the toll on his health is becoming impossible to ignore. His recent hospital visits and ongoing treatments hint at just how critical things may be behind palace doors. But while the focus is on Charles, he's not the only one quietly struggling. Another member of the royal family is dealing with her own emotional storm, one that's been kept out of the spotlight until now. Stick with us as we pull back the curtain on what's really happening behind closed doors.
Buckingham Palace announced that the king required treatment for an enlarged prostate. Charles, who turned 75 in November, is undergoing a corrective surgical procedure in hospital and has cancelled all his public engagements for several weeks in the meantime.
Earlier this year, Buckingham Palace confirmed what many had feared. King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer. But instead of easing public concerns with details, the palace chose to keep everything vague. They didn't share the type of cancer, how far it had progressed, or what kind of treatment the king was undergoing. At first, the silence was seen as an attempt to protect privacy, but now that silence is raising even more questions. According to people close to the situation, King Charles's condition has worsened and much faster than expected. He's reportedly been in and out of consultations with specialists, and his appearance in public has noticeably changed. His schedule has been cut back, and when he does make an appearance, it's usually brief and carefully planned. Even his body language, more tired, more withdrawn, has royal watchers deeply concerned. Behind the scenes, there are quiet talks about just how much longer the king will be able to continue carrying out his duties. Some believe he's struggling more than the palace is letting on. From reduced travel to skipping major events, there are clear signs that things aren't improving. And with every passing week, the speculation grows louder. But what's causing the most concern isn't just the illness itself, it's what the royal family is doing behind closed doors. Royal secrecy is nothing new. For generations, the family has handled internal matters privately. But in today's world, that approach is fueling even more panic. People want to know what kind of cancer the king has. Is it treatable? Is it terminal? And why are these questions being completely ignored? At the same time, duties once handled by King Charles are now being reassigned, but without any formal explanation. Prince William has quietly stepped in to cover more royal functions. Princess Anne and others are taking on additional responsibility. All of it is being done subtly, but it's clear there's a shift happening. The lack of transparency is doing the opposite of what the palace likely wants. Instead of protecting the image of strength and control, it's giving the impression that there's more to hide. And when the royal family chooses silence, the public tends to fill in the blanks themselves, with worry, with rumors, and with doubt. And just when the world started asking questions, another bombshell dropped. Sources inside royal circles are now speaking quietly about Queen Camilla. Those close to her say she's been showing increasing signs of stress and fatigue. Some believe she may be dealing with her own medical issues. Others say the pressure of supporting King Charles during his health crisis is beginning to show. She's canceled a few appearances in recent weeks, and when she is seen in public, she looks noticeably drained. For someone who's played a central role in maintaining public calm, Camilla's sudden withdrawal is catching attention. Now, with both the king and queen showing signs of struggle, there's an unspoken fear hanging in the air. If they're both unwell, what does that mean for the future of the monarchy? Who steps up if Charles can't continue? And is the next in line truly ready to take on the crown in the middle of this storm? There's no official answer to that just yet, but behind the smiles and handshakes, the pressure is building.
Buckingham Palace has said King Charles spent a short period of time in hospital today after experiencing the temporary side effects of his cancer treatment.
As King Charles continues to face serious health challenges, the weight of royal duties is beginning to shift, and Prince William is clearly stepping into a larger role. Over the past several months, William has taken on more public appearances, speeches, and official visits, He's been meeting with world leaders, attending high-profile events, and even stepping into some of the king's more sensitive engagements. And while these moves are being presented as part of the usual royal routine, it's obvious that this isn't just temporary. Behind the scenes, William is preparing for something bigger. Insiders say he's been spending more time at meetings typically reserved for the monarch and has increased his communication with government officials. There's also been a noticeable shift in how he carries himself, more serious, more focused. He's no longer just a supporting figure. He's becoming the face of the monarchy during a time of deep uncertainty. Royal aides have reportedly been reshuffling duties to make room for William to handle more responsibility, including preparing him for crisis situations and state-level decision-making. The goal seems clear: get him ready just in case. If King Charles can't continue leading in the near future, William may have to step up faster than anyone expected. But while William is rising, not all members of the royal family are handling the pressure well. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's absence during this difficult time is once again drawing attention. The couple, who stepped away from royal life a few years ago, remain in California, far removed from the day-to-day challenges facing the monarchy. And while they have made public gestures of support in the past, their physical distance is being felt more than ever. Some royal watchers believe this moment could be particularly painful for Harry. He's always had a complicated relationship with royal duty, but he was once one of the most active and loved members of the family. Now, with his father battling a serious illness, there's growing speculation that Harry may be feeling regret, especially as William steps up and proves his readiness. Meanwhile, tensions between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family haven't eased. Their decision to break away and speak openly about internal issues left deep scars. Now, in the middle of a health crisis, those divisions are even more visible. There are no signs of reconciliation, and that silence speaks volumes. And as family tensions simmer, royal insiders are bracing for a moment that could change history.
The difficulty I have is that I can't delegate myself off in different directions. If there was more of me, I could send one of me to Australia, and another one to wherever else it is, to try and do all the things that I would love to be able to do.
If King Charles becomes too ill to rule, the royal family must follow strict constitutional steps. According to royal protocol, if the monarch is deemed medically unfit to carry out his duties, a regency could be declared. This means another royal, most likely Prince William, would temporarily take over as Prince Regent, handling the duties of the monarch without officially becoming king. However, if it's determined that King Charles cannot return to full health or chooses to step down, abdication becomes a possibility. That would set in motion the formal transfer of the crown to Prince William. This isn't a quick or simple process, especially with the constitutional ties to multiple countries in the Commonwealth, including Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. All of these nations recognize the British monarch as their head of state, so any change must be coordinated across governments. It's a rare and serious move, and nothing like it has happened in recent modern history. But with King Charles's health declining, palace advisors are quietly preparing for every outcome, because if the moment comes, they need to be ready. The monarchy doesn't just represent tradition, it represents stability. And right now, that stability feels more fragile than ever. Before we talk about what's ahead, let's rewind and remember how Charles's journey to the throne began.
Breaking news, the king is back in hospital. We believe it's purely for tests or checks. We're told, as far as we know so far, nothing to be alarmed about. Yes, I've got a note here. He's gone back into hospital requiring a short period of observation this afternoon after side effects from planned cancer treatment.
King Charles's journey to the throne was anything but simple. He was born into duty, raised in the spotlight, and trained from a young age to one day wear the crown. As the firstborn of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Charles's destiny was always clear. But that didn't make the road easy. His early life was shaped by strict expectations, boarding schools, and military training. He served in both the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force, following in the footsteps of royal tradition. His time in the military wasn't just symbolic. He actually commanded a ship and flew aircraft, gaining real-world experience that shaped his disciplined persona. But outside of his professional life, Charles's personal journey was full of public ups and downs. His highly publicized marriage to Princess Diana, their troubled relationship, and eventual divorce became global news. When Diana passed away, the monarchy faced one of its toughest periods. For years, Charles struggled to rebuild his public image. His relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles eventually found acceptance, and the two married in 2005. Over the next 2 decades, Charles focused on his royal responsibilities and charitable work, especially through the Prince's Trust. He slowly earned more respect and began stepping in for the Queen in her later years. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away in 2022, Charles became king at the age of 73, the oldest monarch to ascend the British throne. His coronation in 2023 was historic. Though it followed centuries of tradition, it was also marked by a quieter, more modern tone. Charles made it clear he wanted to be a slimmed-down monarch, more in touch with everyday people, less extravagant, and more focused on service, but even a lifetime of preparation can't shield a king from fate. And now, it seems fate is knocking. After months of speculation and silence, Buckingham Palace finally released a public statement, and its message is serious. The palace announced that King Charles will be stepping back from public duties indefinitely. No timeline, no details about his exact condition, just confirmation that he won't be seen in public for the foreseeable future. The tone of the statement was calm but clear. The king's health requires him to focus on recovery, and while he may still handle certain private duties behind the scenes, the face of the monarchy is changing once again, with no major engagements on his calendar and others quietly being passed on to senior royals like Prince William and Princess Anne. The shift is already happening. As the curtain closes on public appearances and royal engagements, the world is left with one question. Is this the beginning of the end? Or do you guys think the monarchy will survive this storm? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more royal updates.